Okay.
Mr.
Yes,
President,
please.
Jasmine Crockett recently.
Jasmine Crockett. Remember what I said? Is she a relation to the late, great Davy Crockett? I don't think so. Jasmine Crockett, let me tell you, before you even ask, she's a very low IQ person. I mean, if we ever had to pass an aptitude test, that's the one should take one because she shouldn't even be in the crowd. So I have no idea what you're going to, but I don't think we should waste our time. This is a low IQ person who I can't even believe is a congressperson. Between her and Ilhan Omar and the group. You know, I met the head of Somalia. Did you know that? And I suggested that maybe he'd like to take her back, and he didn't want her. He said, "I don't want her." Okay, what else? Go ahead. Let's hear what Crockett said. Go ahead.
She compared ICE raids to slave patrol. I want to ask you.
To slave?
To slave patrol. I want to ask you if you think that there should be consequences for members of Congress who make these types of comparisons or use this type of language.
Well, I think she's gone over the line, and I think a lot of the people. Look, the Democrats have become radical left lunatics. They have policies that nobody's going to buy. And, you know, I see what's going on in New York. We're going to have perhaps a communist mayor because it's split up. You know, if the people would get together and have one candidate, they'd have, I think, a pretty good chance. But it looks like maybe they're not going to do that. But we're going to end up with a communist mayor. It's not even believable, my beautiful New York. When I left New York to become president, it was a great place. But it was the beginning of bad things because we had de Blasio had just started as mayor. And I said, this guy's this guy's a real nut job. Went to Harvard to teach management. Can you believe it? He went to Harvard to teach city management along with the mayor of Chicago, who went to Harvard to teach. The two of them are teaching how to manage a city manage it into hell is what they do. But that was the beginning, and now we're going to go a step further.
The cameras flash. The crowd leans forward. Trump grips the mic, his voice dripping with contempt. Okay, yes, please. Jasmine Crockett. Recently, Jasmine Crockett. Jasmine, remember what I said? Is she related to the late, great Davy Crockett? I don't think so. Jasmine Crockett, let me tell you, before you even ask, she's a very low IQ person. I mean very low. If we ever had to pass an aptitude test, that's the one who should take one, because she shouldn't even be in Congress. The audience erupts. Trump smirks, shaking his head. I don't even know why we waste our time. Low IQ, and somehow she's a congresswoman. Between her, Ilhan Omar, and that radical squad, total disaster. You know, I once met the head of Somalia. Did you know that? I even suggested maybe he'd like to take her back. He looked at me and said, I don't want her. That's how bad it is. Laughter ripples through the crowd, but Trump slams forward, his voice sharp. She compared ICE raids to slave patrols. Can you believe it? ICE to slave patrols. She's gone way over the line. But that's what the Democrats have become, radical left lunatics, policies nobody wants, nobody's buying it. Trump pivots, his words painting doom over New York. You see what's happening in my beautiful New York? We might end up with a communist mayor. A communist! When I left New York to become president, it was still great. But then you had de Blasio. Total nut job, total disaster. He goes to Harvard to teach city management, and what does he do? He teaches how to run cities straight into hell. And now, they're going even further. Communist New York City. Sad for New York, but let me tell you, it's the greatest gift the Republican Party could ever ask for. The crowd chants, Trump, Trump, Trump. He smirks again. Sometimes you need a shock like that to straighten you out. Politically, it's a gift, because America sees the difference between their madness and our movement. Reporters shout questions. Trump leans back in, his voice tightening into fire. Immigration, crime, the World Cup, it's all the same. Cities run by radical left lunatics, they don't know what they're doing. But we're not going to let America collapse. Washington, D.C., we fixed it in 12 days, safer than ever. We took out 1,700 career criminals. Streets are clean. Families are safe. And now we're moving into Memphis, Chicago, everywhere. We will make them safe again. The hall shakes with applause. Trump raises his fist. If any city can't protect its people, can't protect the World Cup, we'll move it. We won't play games in crime-ridden war zones. We'll take the games, we'll take the future, and we'll bring it back to where America belongs." He pauses, the crowd hanging on every word. Jasmine Crockett, low IQ, no clue. That's what they're offering. But with us, with MAGA, you get safety, you get strength, you get America first. The rally explodes, the music hits, red hats wave like fire in the night. Trump has spoken, and the takedown echoes far beyond the room.
If, like, the governor of Illinois, who is, look, last week, between last week and the week before, 11 murders, and 38 people were shot. Then he gets up and says, this is a very safe, and then he says crime is better. The reason crime is better is because Cash put, about 5 months ago, a whole team of FBI people there to get ready for when we go in, and they've lowered it a little bit, like 20, 25%, which isn't good enough, but it's a good start. But that was only put there because they're preparing for us to go in. And they've done, by the way, they've done a good job. So then Pritzker gets up, we've lowered crime 25, it's because the FBI was there. So, no, if any city we think is going to be even a little bit dangerous for the World Cup, or for the Olympics, where they have Olympic overthrow, right? But for the World Cup in particular, because they're playing in so many cities, we won't allow it to go to, we'll move it around a little bit.